okay, what are the things that I want for myself, and what am I doing today to get me to the things that I want for myself? And it's a different mindset.
You shouldn't be charging for something that's free online. I was like, sorry, I don't know if you're new here, but I've been creating free content online for the last 5 years.
One of the biggest problems is desperation. And I will tell the truth, a lot of salespeople see your desperation as an opportunity. So they look at you, they know you're desperate, they know that you want to change your situation, and they know you'll do anything. That's what they'll tell you. Go and get a credit card, take the money off a credit card to pay for the course. They'll tell you, go and get a loan, use your overdraft. If you don't do that, you're not serious. They'll tell you all of this stuff. I had another client lost in crypto, lost $500,000. He's now going to have to work another 10, 15 years longer than he would have had to.
Yo, yo, yo.
Wagwan. What are you saying?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, you know. I feel like I'm actually not tired for once.
I feel like that as well. And I'm not just saying that as well. I think that I've been fasting recently, innit?
Yeah, me too.
And sometimes food just slumps me in it. So maybe that's it.
Yeah, I've been fasting as well. I've been on my walk with God has been so good recently. Like just reenacting it, because I feel like, and maybe it's me, but you see when I'm in the pits like this, bro, I've literally just got I just got this haircut yesterday. Bro, I've had a haircut for almost a month.
Seriously, you've always got a trim though.
Bro.
It's funny because I was thinking about this at home for some reason. No, when I was coming here, I said I'm going to wear a hat.
Yeah.
I said that Eman will never wear a hat because Eman's trims last long.
Yeah, so I did a haircut. Bro, I just try and get Mims to just try and tidy it up for me. Do you know what I mean? Bruv, man's had to use mousse and do-rag, just squeeze the thing down when I go out. But now one's looking chaotic. But you know when you're in the pits, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, for me, that's my ritual. Like, that's my thing. Like, when I'm focused,
You don't cut your hair.
don't cut my hair.
My hair, same.
I just let it grow, and I'm just like, listen, you will cut your hair when you're ready. Like,
When you're ready to enjoy it. Because no one needs to, my hair doesn't need to be tidy. Like, if I'm in the grind mode, it's like representative of it. When you see yourself in the mirror in the morning,
come on, yeah, I'm here. You know, like when man's moustache is going into man's mouth, like man's eating and the food is in. That's when I know that man's beard is catching everything. I'm like, I'm in it. Because I'm just like, you know what, I've got to change my situation. Like, I'm happy at where I'm at, and I realize sometimes it's us. Like, I always tell people, like, see where I'm at right now in this life, I could chill off, but because I want to get to the next level, I'm taking more risk.
Yeah.
Which is putting, obviously I've got kids, I've got a wife, and I said, that's why I always try and tell the young people, go now.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm doing now, imagine if I did this at 25.
Bro, it's different. I always say to people that, like, when you think about it, I had to make the decision to leave my full-time job when I had a wife and 2 kids.
Come on.
And a mortgage. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now, if I was at the position that I was then, as a single man at 22 years old, it's crazy. Like, there's not. Is it even a risk?
Come on.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
What is it?
Is it even a risk? Like, I'm at my parents' house. Is that even a? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think that it's true to say go now. But one thing I always say as well, relative to what you're saying, and you'll probably be able to relate with what I'm saying. I often say to people that middle point, on when you're on the journey to success is very, very painful. Success is on here, and let's just say the person that is like content with just. Okay, what I'm saying is that when you're on the road to success, it's very, very painful. So you need to be sure that you definitely want it. Because on that road to success, actually, if you're not actually really about this, you might have been better just not starting. On 25 bags in a couple, you've got your little dog. Yeah. You have a takeaway once a month. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to put it down at all. That is, those people are having an amazing lifetime.
Trust me.
An amazing life. And what I'm always trying to say to people is that focus on what makes you happy.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, so apologies if you heard it on the pod, but I always saying that focus on what makes you happy. Don't chase money. Yeah. Money doesn't equal happiness. Yeah. When you know what makes you happy, sometimes you realize that money can get you there. Exactly. Which is fine, and that's the way it's meant to go. But what I'm saying about the couple on 25k each with their dog in their apartment, a lot of the time they're way happier than people that started that journey, or people even got to where they thought they wanted to go to. Yeah. They're way happier. Let's be chasing happiness.
And it's like, for me, I'm what I always tell people is that experience. So for example, like where I'm at now, I'm reinvesting into multiple businesses. Yeah. Multiple things that I'm trying to create and build. And so that means that I'm not as comfortable as I was if I would have just focused on my one business that is already doing well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so because of that risk, it's like, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's like, you tell yourself, if I hadn't have been through this before, if I hadn't have been on the journey to success before, when I'm in this period right now, I'll be nervous. I'll be scared.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I know what it takes to be successful because I've done it before.
Yeah.
And so I know that on the road there comes a point where it's tight, where you can't do what you want to do, or certain things you can't just spend money how you should, or even though you're earning a certain level of income, because you're putting that all back into the business and back into what you're trying to achieve to multiply, and multiplying takes time. It means that in the present, you're feeling like, rah, I feel like I ain't got money.
Bro,
do you know what I mean?
It's crazy you say that, because we talk about direct debit reviews a lot in it, of the personal accounts, which is a simple one.
Yeah.
The business account one is crazy. Like, the amount of direct debits coming out of it is ridiculous, bro. And then you think about ad hoc contractor costs, you think about all the other bits and pieces, that ads that you might not have factored in.
Yeah.
It stacks up a lot, and it just goes to show that how much you need to pour into the business. But I think that you're absolutely right. You get more comfortable when you've done it before.
Yeah.
For someone that's just first starting, they may start a business and feel the need to draw profit from it straight away.
Exactly.
When what you really need to be doing is making sure that the profit that you could be taking today doesn't stay at that level.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Exactly.
So because you don't want it to stay at £1,000 a month profit a month, instead of using that instead of taking that £1,000 a month, you need to spend it on getting graphics better, improving customer service, or systemizing the business so it flows better, getting more leads or whatever it is. You literally got to stay on zero for a long time to grow it, basically.
And I think I was on a business model of, for me, I was on a business model of brands, right? So I created social media, created this personality, created this thing, and so people are paying me to do content for them. And then I realized that, right, you know what, actually, I'm a brand in itself, but actually I need to control how my income comes in.
Yeah.
I can't allow the majority of my income to come in from brand deals and so forth. That just needs to be an added bonus. So if that comes in, if it doesn't come in, I'm free. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you're not, you're always at the mercy of, oh, you know, this month we're looking at this angle, or this quarter we're looking at this, or, you know, the markets are not good at the moment, so brands are not advertising, or, oh, we can't afford this, so now we want to pay you 250 or 500 when we normally pay you $5,000. Like, so for me, it's like, I need to create that infrastructure for myself, and to create that costs money, costs time, paying team, bro, everything is on my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when I look at it, I'm like, but I know what I'm doing it for.
And
I hope, like, when people are listening to the pod, they're understanding that what I'm trying to say with all this is that, like, the earlier you start, the better. Don't allow yourself to feel like the failure, like, oh, I might fail, or it might not. There's nowhere to go from ground.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, a lot of the time in our community, we're making these mistakes at 35, 40. And the reason that it's a problem is because now we've got wife and kids, and we've got elderly parents, and all of this pressure on us. And if we make this mistake, it's not just us, it's now a domino effect on our whole family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which then means we end up saying, you know what, I'll just stay in employment. Even though I'm not happy there, I'll just stay there because I can't afford to make this domino effect happen.
Yeah, no, facts, completely agree. I think the younger you start, the easier it becomes. And do you know, even if you're starting older, it's not to say don't start, but as you'll know as well, you just need to be more prudent with it, innit? You know what I'm trying to say?
Definitely.
You're going to have to have extra measures in place. You might have to do your business and work that job for a longer period of time. What I'd say is that if you're in a relationship and you've got a family that you're doing that, man or woman, communication is just key.
Yeah.
Tell your other half that, do you know what? I'm trying to do this for us. Heads up, it's going to take an element of going absolutely crazy. Sleepless nights, because I'm going to go to work, then I'm going to work on it after work. I'll try and make it. Communication, I always tell people, just say it. Sometimes it's unfortunate when someone just disappears, or they're not, and you don't know why, or it wasn't discussed why. But I think that when you're just clear about how things are going, if you're working on it together, even better. But yeah, that's like my main thing that I always give people advice on. No,
definitely. You know, I've been having discussions with people about this whole living in the UK, living abroad, and where to go and stuff like that. And like, for me, I think we can't, and this is why I'm going so hard right now. And I always like to share these things in the pod for transparency. So when things happen, people won't say, oh, he just upped and left, or he just did this, or he just, like, everything I'm doing is like, I'm doing stuff now but it's all future based. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always tell people I'm not living for like the money I'm making today is not for today.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the actions I'm doing today is going to generate income in the future to allow me to do what I want to do in the future.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense. Whereas a lot of us, we go to work and we make enough to live how we want to live today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, I know that, okay, I've got enough to live today, but if I want to do what I want to do in the next 18 months, 2 years, I need to be earning X, and I need to be earning X in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? So that's the decisions that I'm making today to get there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mindset I want people to have is, okay, what are the things that I want for myself? And what am I doing today to get me to the things that I want for myself? And it's a different mindset. And so this whole traveling thing, like a lot of people are tired of the UK. And obviously with everything that's happening in regards to the riots and everything, it's even worse for us right now. Do you know what I mean? And we've always known that there was this tension bubbling in the country, in regards to immigrants and immigration and immigrants being the problem for everything. But now when just anyone that's not white is being attacked, you're thinking to yourself, is this a place for me? And then I was saying to myself, you know what? Really and truly, economy-wise, the most similar economy to the UK is America. Do you know what I mean? So if you were to move, we should be moving to America.
That's you trigger happy over there.
But that fear of, how can I be scared every time my child walks out that they might get shot by police? Forget even civilians who are, anything can happen. Do you know what I mean?
Open carry states. So it's civilians and police, bro. Who do you, there's a woman that called the police herself.
Yeah.
Because she thought she had a trespasser and she ended up being shot by police. Like, what are we talking about here with it? Like, so I'm fully with you. It's a very, very tricky one. I think that even with it's so funny. I was talking to Antoinette about the whole deporting immigrants to Rwanda.
Yeah.
Apparently the UK spent billions on that project. It's been dissolved now.
Yeah.
Only 2 people went to Rwanda and they went voluntarily. So billions out of the UK budget. It's just massive cock-ups, bro.
Yeah.
And no accountability.
None.
We just brush it out of the... what is going on? How is this being run? But I want to go back to something that you said about planning. And it goes back to a story that I said recently. You're absolutely right. And this is why sometimes delayed gratification, people hate to hear about it. Why do I need to delay my gratification, or is it a buzzword or whatever it is? But I think that you're absolutely right that anything worth having takes planning.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So what some people will try and do is, let's just say that it was the riots that made them topple over and think I want to travel. They might just try to go to South Africa tomorrow.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Work like that.
You sow seeds.
Yeah.
You make it so that, okay, let me move a lot of my income to digital.
Yeah, exactly.
Or let me, if I'm working, let me start transitioning into this particular field of IT because I know there's a lot of jobs like that in South Africa.
Exactly.
Whatever it may be. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I put up a post saying that anything worth having takes planning. Even if it's like the most prestige restaurants, they'll tell you they don't do walk-ins.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? There's certain watches, you've got the money, it doesn't matter if you've got the money. You need a relationship with us. Yeah. That relationship needs to have been built 3 years prior before you could. It doesn't matter if you've got twice as much as what this watch costs. We've got it here, but we don't have a relationship with you. Yeah. Things take planning. Things take strategy.
Yeah,
is the key thing I want to say. And I just want to encourage, like you say, everyone to have a strategy, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because even me, like now, I'm talking to people in the Middle East because I think that's the most realistic right now. It might change, but it's the most realistic right now. But I've got people out there, so we're speaking to them, we're having conversations. Because obviously, again, now I've got to remember this is a family of 4. So what other people are able to do is different. Because, for example, now you go from, okay, you're not paying tax, but you got to pay school fees out there. Everyone has to pay school fees. Yeah. If you've got 4 kids, four sets of school fees, you might now be putting yourself in another position where your money's just coming in and it's just all going out. Now you might say, well, if I was going to lose it to tax, I'd rather lose it to school fees. At least I'm investing in my kids, so it might be worth it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's not worth it. It might be worth it, but it's about having that understanding of, okay, what am I trying to do? Where am I trying to go? How's the best way to do it? Is there ways for me to get this visa? Is there people that I can work with that can make the transition easier for me? Are there things that I can do? Like you said, planning, be strategic. Like now I'm having talks with people about this. I'm going to go out there. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking to go holiday out there. I'm looking to go to events out there. I'm looking to meet people out there bit by bit and then see, does this really work? Then we're going to go out on a family holiday, spend a week, 2 weeks there, whatever. Do you know what I mean? See what the weather's like, see if we like the environment. So you can have a plan, but it's really important to understand that, you know, you got to go out, feed it, like make things tangible, because these are big decisions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I remember having the conversation with my wife, like, can we move because of grandparents and stuff like that? Like, everybody's cool. Like, even the grandparents, they'll be sad, but they understand it. And actually, if you can set out right, they'll come over anyway.
Yep.
So it's not a problem. Like, the world is becoming, as big as it is becoming smaller. So it's really important to have that planning and that strategy. But for me, I just want people to really dream big. Because I feel like sometimes, and this is why I like to share my dreams on here.
Yeah.
So that people feel like, okay, well, right, Eman's talking this type of talk, so why can't I talk this type of talk? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing crazy that I'm doing that they can't be doing.
Yeah, yeah. I guess sometimes that people have the ability to dream big, but they often feel that their situation doesn't facilitate achieving those dreams. And what I mean by way of that is by way of like the income. There might be a job that they don't really like, and so on and so forth. And they may be saying that, all right, cool, I've seen this, or I've seen that people are doing this and making money off of it. Yeah. Let me invest in myself. Whatever that may be. We've seen so many things out there, whether it's property, like I do, or Amazon FBA, or whatever it may be, basically. So I guess what I'm saying is, what do you feel about people invest in themselves? Is that something that people should be considering, and so on and so forth, basically? Yeah,
I think I'm all for investing in myself. I'm a big believer in it. I'm a big believer in like, a wise person learns from someone else's mistakes. Why am I going to go and make mistakes that are obvious to someone who's already walked this road? Do you know what I mean? It's like, if I set off on a journey, like, obviously before SatNav, I don't know if maybe I'm old, but before there was SatNav and
A to Z.
Man had A to Z. Like, and sometimes what you do is that they will someone give you directions. They'll tell you, okay, go here, and then you'll go to this. You'll see XY shop or whatever. When you go, and then you stop at that shop, and then you go in that shop. Boss, I'm looking for XYZ. Then boss will give you directions to the remainder. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it makes sense to ask directions on the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
that's a good analogy.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, why am I gonna now say, you know what, I'm making this journey, even though bare people have made this journey before, even though the person who I'm going to see knows this journey, I'm gonna ask nobody and just hope that by some way I'm gonna make it. I might make it, but it might take me mad longer. By the time I get there, I need to turn around and go back. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So actually, it makes sense that if you're going to meet somebody where they're already at, you ask them, how did I get there? How did you get there? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Before there was SatNav, you ask someone, how did I get there? And they'll give you directions. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how I see the course is like, or doing a course or getting information is like, actually, you're already where I want to be. Yeah. So how do I get to where you are? Yeah. Like, you've already made these steps. Like, show me how I can get there. And maybe what took you 5 years or 10 years might only take me 2.5,
Literally.
3. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a big believer in it. And also, just again, dreaming big. Like, I can't dream big and then have a small salary. Do you understand? My income needs to match my dreams.
Yeah, of course.
And so if I'm dreaming big, I can't expect my one income to be able to pay for the dreams that I have. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And if I do expect that, it's going to take a long time for these dreams to come true. Yeah, definitely. So if I want these dreams to come true, I need to be creating other income streams in order to make sure I can get there. Yeah. And so that's why I feel like it's important to understand the course, but also understand business. Do you know what I mean? Because when you understand the principle of business, it can be applied to anything. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
All of them, bro. It's the same thing. You just need the right principles. You need the right work ethic. But like you say, understand business. It can be applied to any of them, bro. It's so true. It's so true. And I think that's something that people need to know. I think that it's also good to kind of like, how do people select who to go to? And I always say to people, do a significant amount of looking at free content first.
Yes, facts.
Because before you pay anyone, you want to be sure it's something that you want to go into first. Yeah. Some people pay, do you know what, this one doesn't suit me. I'll pay here. Do you know what, this one doesn't, consume the free content first. Yeah. For 2 reasons as well. The free content is going to show you who's able to teach you.
Exactly. speak your language.
Teach you is so important, because there's people that have really done it, but they might not know how to teach.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? They might, and that's fair enough, innit? That's not their calling. Their calling is being amazing at whatever they did, but they might not be superb teachers. So consuming free content is going to give you an insight into who can teach you, basically. And the second thing about the free content is, as I mentioned, that it makes you sure that, you know what, after learning this is what I want to do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But what about when it goes wrong? Because I know that people will be, Eman is the soundboard or whatever.
Trust me. But I feel like what you said first, though, I think is really important. People should understand what you were saying, because what you're saying is there's a difference between somebody who has experienced something and somebody who's able to take their experience and be able to teach from that experience. There are two different things. And the reason that it's different is that, for example, Arsene Wenger wasn't a good player, but he was a great coach.
I always give that football example.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Rashford can't teach you how to play ball, bro.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. There's nothing Messi can teach you, bro.
He just does what he does,
bro,
and he practices, and he's been able to develop it. And the way his mind inputs the information, he's able to deliver it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So teaching is a different skill to, okay, I'm able to do something, and now I can tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
Because I might not have the patience. Like, I know how to drive, but that doesn't mean I can be a good driving instructor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so again, and because the driving instructor is set up to teach you to pass the test.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And so it's really important to understand the difference. So when you're looking for a coach, you're looking for a mentor, you're looking for a course, it's really important to understand that you need to consume everything free. Remember, some of these courses, let's be honest, with all the AI that's out there, you are paying for ChatGPT that you could do yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and it's different. Like, so for example, things like property, like, see what you do is very practical. ChatGPT can't go into the nuances to the level of, there's just some things you know once you're doing it.
There's some things that you have to actually do.
Do
in the real world. Basically.
In the real world, because even how it's documented on paper is different from how it really works. So, for example, you say, oh yeah, go speak to estate agents to get rent to rent. But everyone knows most estate agents keep it for themselves. So how do you encourage that estate agent to actually work with you? Yeah. What do you have to offer to make it worth their while rather than them doing it themselves? So it's like actually building those relationships. What's the conversation that you have? How do you come across to let people know that you can take this and do it properly?
Yeah.
So it's really important to understand that there are certain things that, as much as there's the theory, the practical is different. Same thing as a financial advisor. I always tell financial advisors when they get qualified, they're like, Eman, I've just passed my exams. I'm ready to go out and see clients. I'm like, you're nowhere near ready to go out and see clients because half the stuff you learn, you will not use in your day-to-day because that's not how it works in the real world. Do you understand? That's how that you've learned what you need to know to pass the exam and the test. But what we now need to do is get you ready for seeing real people rather than the case studies that they make up, and the person reading the case studies is already qualified. Because the person you're going to meet outside in the public is not qualified. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So the language, the information is different. So it's really important to understand the two skills are different. And yeah, I posted the other day, like, or a few weeks ago, I posted like about these people coming to me, DMing me about people's courses and then wanting refunds. And I'm Mr. Refunder. I'm now debt collector.
Processor.
All of a sudden, I've got a new job.
Adjudicator.
My job is to adjudicate.
Yeah.
And I'm the law. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, why are you putting this pressure on me? Like, and I'm talking not one, not two. Like, and it's so important that you understand that first, like Tayo said, go get the information for free. Watch their content for free. Watch as much content as you can. Read books. Go on as many networking events. Because when you go to a networking event, especially if there's a Q&A, you can stand up and ask your question. You might get the information, the piece of information that you can't find online that you need. You can go to an event, ask that question, get that answer for free, and now you have everything you need to go and get started.
Yeah.
Without having to pay the big money for the course. But again, if you do want to pay the course, because again, sometimes these are expensive mistakes, all right? Depending on what you're doing, it can be an expensive mistake. I speak to people about investing. Eman, I don't want to pay your fees as a financial advisor. That's fine. But if you go and invest and it goes wrong, you lose everything.
Yep.
So you tell me, which one is more, my fee or losing everything?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because that's what you're risking.
Yeah.
Just going out there and investing in things without without properly having it regulated by someone who checks investments every single day.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And so literally, I was at church on Sunday, and one come up to me, oh yeah, I inherited some money. I'd never had this money before. I told her, relax, do your research. If you need anything, come to me. She didn't want to come to me. Maybe because she thought I was going to charge her a fee or whatever. She saw some investment online. She invested. 5 bags is gone.
Crazy.
Gone. And 5 bags might not be a lot to you, but to her, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, she's had to come to the terms that she's still got life and she's still alive, and, you know, we thank God for life, and she still has strength to go and make more money. But the reality is that, like, I'm here, I exist in your life. Like, you had access to me. You go to the same church.
Yeah.
So even when you found the investment, you could have come to me, but you were so wrapped up in making money. And this is her at this level. I had another client lost in crypto, lost $500,000. $500,000. He now is a very intelligent guy, works in finance. He flew to Europe to go and meet them face to face. He did his research. He had friends do research. But he said that I had to look at myself and say, I was chasing the carrot. What they were offering me was so good that I just had blinkers on. I wanted everything they're saying to be true. So it was true to me.
Yeah.
$500,000. Now he's like, again, man's thankful for life. Man can still make money, but he's now going to have to work another 10, 15 years longer than he would have had to.
It's crazy because people forget who they can lean on. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And a lot of the time the information's out there, or there's people that you can lean on for it. It's interesting because obviously I've been doing the Home Buyers Club, which specifically helps serious home buyers looking to buy their home in the next 18 months, innit? And I've been doing that since January. We've got a good amount of members. We've had over 200 people join. It's going well. We've had bare people complete as well. I think between the last 30 days and the next 45, we're going to have about 15 first-time buyers complete. Anyways, I did a post about it on Twitter, and someone said, I'm going through the home buying process right now. Very, very stressful process. For me, you shouldn't be charging for something that's free online. It's like, I was like, sorry, I don't know if you're new here, but I've been creating free content online for the last 5 years. And I still am. This is something for someone who need that streamlined approach, like the lady from church needed, or like my man needed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You're going to pay a nominal fee for my time, by the way. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because we do one-to-ones, we do bespoke plans for you to ensure you don't fall into these traps that people do. Now, if you want to take the risk, you can. It's kind of like people, forget about the Home Buyers Club for a minute. It's kind of like people that buy a house and they want to save 3 bills so they don't get a survey. If you want to take the risk, you can. If you don't see the value in a survey, now most lenders will make you do a valuation, but a home buyer survey is for you. If you don't see the value in a home buyer survey, because you're risking way more than 3 bills. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, what sometimes we need to understand, what is the process that we're doing? Can what we're paying, can the 3 bills potentially save you more than 3 bills?
Of course.
Of course it can.
And even if it comes back and says everything is fine, peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Like,
you've done it correctly.
But think about it. Someone messaged you and said it's a stressful process. You're stressed because you don't have somebody to help you, support you, who's done it time and time again.
It's crazy.
So what people are paying for is to not be stressed. Yet you're saying it should be free. Literally,
I said that it's not obligatory, first of all. You don't have that. And then it's for people that see the value in it. You're stressed. My people ain't stressed. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And they're getting it done way earlier than they would have anyway. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's just a funny one, innit? I guess that's a key thing to note, that, like, what do you see the value in? But sometimes it's hard. We can't ram it down. We can't shove it in people's faces that, like, look, just be prudent. Like, you're dealing with a lot of money here. Or it's a big transaction. Do your due diligence in the front end. And go on.
No, I just think, especially with home buyers, people have been told, like, solicitor, nobody argues with the fee of a solicitor because you've been told solicitors are expensive, and so in your mind you've got that cost and you're going to pay it. But, like, for example, with home buyers, like, I know when I've helped my clients with, like, buy a house, whatever they're paying me, number one, when they go to negotiate, I've helped them save money just in that alone. That's thousands that they're saving by having me, that they would have got bumped. Do you know what I mean? Number two is that we're giving them peace of mind in regards to, like, sometimes they would never have bought. Do you know how many clients I've got, that if not for me, they would never have bought, because there's so much option, there's so much fear, it's so much I don't want to make a mistake. You end up pulling out.
Yeah.
Pull out, and so eventually it's like, actually, you know what? I'm here. I'm telling you, this is a good house. I've done this before. I know what we're doing. I know you're scared, but I'm gonna hold your hand. We're gonna get it. And after they do it, they're like, Eman, thank you so much, because now I've got a yard.
The key thing you said is, I know you're scared. I know you're scared, but the last 50 people I helped do it were also scared.
Exactly.
And now they've got equity 2 years later. Now they're refinancing the property to buy another property. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like, it goes back to what you said early on. Forget about home buyers and everything. Yeah. Follow the experts that have done it. Why would you go and find your own way from Greenwich to Harlesden? Like, when your friends told you to come, ask him how to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, ask them how to get there. And it's something that you said as well, because obviously you jumped on one of our calls on the Home Buyers Club as well. And you said something along the lines, and this goes for everything, not just home buying. Community is so important.
It's key.
Your family, whatever your goal is, let's just say that you have a crazy interest in stock picking, for example.
Yeah.
We spoke about stock picking before. Big up Debs that does Stock Pickers Academy in it. But let's say you had a crazy interest in stock picking. Your family don't get it. They don't get it. So every single time you talk to them about the fact that, yeah, NVIDIA, they say NVIDIA who? You're talking to them about, you're saying Alphabet. Every single time you say Alphabet, you have to remind them, yeah, Alphabet is Google. You know what I'm trying to say?
Facts.
Like, you have to be reminding them all the time. Like, they really just don't get it. And because they don't get it, and you're not in the right communities, it's reducing your passion, your fire, and also your ability. It's chipping away at you. You don't know it, but it's chipping away at your ability to succeed in that thing. And that's why you need to be around people that are doing whatever you're interested in.
Bro, I always use this analogy. Like, I remember the first time I learned algebra, yeah. Bro, I didn't get it. Like, A, B, why are we mixing alphabet with numbers? I didn't get it. So what is y? Why does y equals da-da-da-da-da? Tell me why equals... X is... Didn't have a clue. And no matter how much the teacher would explain it, I wouldn't understand it. But when my brethrens, when they used to stay after school, I'll stay with them, and then we'll do it together. And these men were like, no, man, but this is what we're saying. Bruv, within a few months, I understand it.
Yeah.
Because if everybody around me is doing it and speaking that, and we're practicing it, and we're doing it, and like, oh, don't you get it? But because of all of a sudden it's like, the penny drops, because we're all talking the same language every day on a regular basis.
Literally.
Do you understand? And that's the power of community. It's like, so my teacher is going to talk it out at her level, but when my brethren, they talk my language, they're gonna start using football analogies and basketball. They're gonna start using things that we can all get on how they understood it,
exactly,
so I can understand it. Do
you
you understand what I'm trying to say? They're gonna ask. You know, one thing I love about community and having groups is that somebody's gonna ask a question that I think is a great question, but I never would have asked because that thought never came to my mind until you asked it, and then I'm like, no, I need to know that. But if you never asked it, I never would have thought to ask it. Do you understand? Even though we're in this situation. So sometimes having a community, it's like we're all trying to get to that goal. And then also just seeing that it's possible. So when I'm meeting people and I'm saying, like, you're able to achieve X, Y, Z, and then you talk like me, you're from a similar background, it just makes it feel possible.
Absolutely.
Like, we just saw 100 meters at the Olympics. Everybody, even the person that came last, run under 10 seconds.
It's crazy.
I don't care what no one says. That is the power. That is what Usain Bolt did. Usain Bolt, even though he's not running no more, he made everyone believe I can run under 10 seconds.
That was possible.
Do you understand?
So now if you're a sprinter and you're not under 10 seconds, it's like, bro, like, I need to level up.
That is the first final where everybody ran under 10 seconds, and the first 5 is the closest it's ever been on the line of the similar time. So you got to look at the fact that this is years, and this is what we talk about. It takes time. Do you know what I mean? Because there was a point where everybody was running for second place, but the second everyone had to bide their time. But the second my man's gone now, everyone now thinks they can win.
But if you waited until he retired to
start
try
training,
level up. You wouldn't even be in Paris.
You wouldn't be there. It's not for you. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's so important that you understand the power of community. And like, I get it. Like, you know, we want to win. One of the biggest problems is desperation. And I will tell the truth, a lot of salespeople see your desperation as an opportunity.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you understand? So they look at you, they know you're desperate, they know that you want to change your situation, and they know you'll do anything. That's what they'll tell you. Go and get a credit card, take the money off a credit card to pay for the course. They'll tell you, go and get a loan, use your overdraft. If you don't do that, you're not serious. They'll tell you all of this stuff. If you're serious about changing your life, get into debt. Like, and listen, it's high risk. High risk. So if you're getting into debt, for me, there needs to be an asset. I can't tell you to get into debt for knowledge.
Yeah. It doesn't make no sense.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
It doesn't make no sense, because one thing as well is that I believe in investing in yourself massively, innit? But sometimes you can go, how do I put it? Instead of going into debt, you could spend a year gathering the research from here, there, and everywhere, like the Dragon Ball spread across the world, basically. And then you have the knowledge that you need in it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What a lot of the time they're doing for you, unless there's two things that the theory is going to do on top. Yeah. Accountability, which is very, very important. Make sure you're getting that. Yeah. And mentorship, someone that you can reach out to and touch base with you through it. But the rest of it is theory. And it'll be out there scattered somewhere. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Somewhere in the crevices of the world, it'll be out there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's kind of like getting into debt for that. But the other thing I'd say is watch out for is that, look, some people are, I think in America, Americans are, they've got the American dream. Yeah. So they're very, very open to investing in themselves. Yeah. Paying for education is not a thing in America at all. In the UK, we operate scarcity mindset. So people are very worried about it. What I would say just on being worried about it is that be worried when it appears that your coach needs you to sign up. Their thing should be that I've got an offering. I can show you how to do this, but look, come back when you're ready. If you're not ready now, come back when you're ready. If it's like, if you should do this, go get a credit card now and sign up. You're not really about this then. Go get a look. If they're not about it, they shouldn't be on your thing, because they're not going to do well on it anyway. Because the one thing to everyone listening is that if you're going to do a course or a program or whatever it is, make sure that you're ready. Yeah. You're the one, like we said, it's linking back to what we said. It's all business. Yeah. So you just need to be business ready. Exactly. Whatever you want to do, stock picking, property, it's all, you need to have business mindset. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But my thing is that you can't say, okay, I want to get into property. Like, let's say I'm learning serviced accommodation, or I'm learning how to pick stocks. So if I haven't got the money after the course to do what I've just learned to do, I'm not ready for the course. Yeah. So let me just keep it free. I remember a lot of for example, you can do dummy accounts. Let's say you want to do stocks, do a dummy account. Absolutely. Like, and just learn off the dummy account while you stack. Go and do Uber, go and do Amazon, do whatever it is to get the extra money, so that I need to have the money for the course, and then when I finish, I need to have the money to be able to implement what I learned on the course. Absolutely. I can't go on. I've got people going on courses, spending the money they would have used to do rent to rent or whatever. They bought the course, and now they're going to wait another year to save the money to then do the rent to rent. By the time that is, they need to do another course because they forgot what they learned. No, it literally is so true. And what you say about dummy accounts, it can be used in property as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So often I tell people to, like, if it's flips you want to get into, go make a spreadsheet and go watch dummy auctions. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Let the auction end. What would you have landed at? Yeah. What would you have paid for the build? Maybe even monitor it to see when it's completed in 6 months, what it sold for. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or what's something going to similar sold for? So there are definitely ways to go about this. There are things that you can do. And it's like, okay, cool. And then it's like, for me personally, I feel like we're all adults, right? So if you know that you want to do a course, but maybe you know that, why not look for references before you do the course? So if you know that, Eman, I know you know these people, why not you message me that, Eman, I want to do this course. Like, I've had it. There's people, I know a lot of people that are coaches and doing well and whatever, and they've got courses. And let me tell you something, a lot of the time there'll be complaints. So I'm not saying anyone can complain. Like, you can offer the best service and someone can still complain. We live in Britain. Complaint city. Do you understand? It's not that. But I'll always tell you, like, if you go to, I'll tell you, now that person knows what they're doing, but you need to be ready for this. Or that this person's good at this, but are you at, and I will let you know, like, what I think, whether I think you are at a position where you're ready to do it or not. Yeah. But don't not call me before you go and do it. And then come
do
back to you
it,
after.
and then come back after saying you want a refund and they're not give you a refund. I should now go and speak to them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak to nobody.
Yeah, facts.
Like, because you didn't involve me at the right time. Do you know what I mean? Because we could have made that decision beforehand. And so it's so important that you know what you're doing. Like, I get it. We want to invest. Like you said, in America, they're much more comfortable with that. You mean Americans, yeah, I'm 200K in debt. Like, it's nothing to them.
Yeah.
They're not blinking. They're buying bottles. Me, if I'm 10K in debt, I'm shaking. I feel bad to even leave the light on. Do you understand?
Yeah.
These men are living their full life like nothing's going on. 200, 300K in debt. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not talking mortgage. That's just straight student loans and overdrafts and credit cards and da-da-da-da-da. But for me, it's like, I want the best for you guys. I want the best for you. And I believe for you to get to where you're going to get to, you're going to have to pay.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay to get there, because there's only so far you can go on the knowledge that you have and the information around you. Plus, we already starting behind. Remember, we're not starting at the line. The line where we're starting, we're further. People that we're racing against are closer to the finish before we even are to the start.
Bro, they pulled the thing time ago. We're arriving. There's no one on the line.
There's no one on the line.
You can't tell if you're early or late.
Come on. So it's so important that we understand that and say, okay, how do I catch up? Because we're watching these people thinking that we can live the same lives as them, but we are so far behind.
Yeah.
It's funny. So it's so important that we look at, say, how do I catch them up? That means actually shared knowledge. That means having a community. That means having support. And community is also funding, especially if we're going into something like property. Why do we always want to buy property on our own?
Yeah,
like if you have a community of people and you've all bought individually, then you might feel more comfortable saying, okay, we've all helped each other, we've all bought. Does anybody? I saw it in one of the other groups that my friends got, Daniel Moses. He had a community group. Someone said, I'm looking to buy this property, and then someone else put in and said, I'll go in with you, and they bought together.
Yeah.
And they just met in the group, but they would never know. They could never ever meet each other without being part of that community. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so actually, we're looking for business partners. We're looking for that can come from that community. But because you don't want to pay however much it is a month to get access to that community, you're gonna sit and suffer. But you're ready to spend that money on loads of other things.
Yeah, literally, it's crazy. So I think to conclude for the people listening, right? Yeah, I think we both agree that look, paying for your education or to get to where you want to be, we agree with it. But a couple of fundamentals which Eman and I will throw in for you. So, one is don't get into debt for education.
Yes.
Anything else to add?
Do your research beforehand.
Try to get as much as you can for free.
Yeah.
To know exactly what you want to get into.
Make sure you got the resources to utilize the information that you're getting.
Absolutely.
And then go and utilize that information before you get upsold to the new advanced course or whatever that may be. Utilize what you've paid to learn first.
Absolutely. And then final one from me would be, ask for references, man.
Ask for references.
You won't go stay in a hotel in Dubrovnik without looking at the Google reviews, innit?
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? So get some references if like people have got the results they want.
No, definitely get the references, and then make sure you read the terms. Know your cancellation rights before you pay. So people you pay, then you say I want to cancel, then they say there's no refunds. So find out first, because if you knew there was no refunds, you might have held on to your money to the last second before you paid. So make sure you understand your cancellation rights. Read the terms and conditions and the contract before you sign up, and then make sure there's an agreement of what you're going to get beforehand. Do you know what I mean? So
absolutely.
What's the standard? What am I going to learn on this course? What should I be expecting? Do you know what I mean, to get from this course? And then as you go through, document that you're getting that. And if there are certain things that you didn't get, then you can then raise that with the trainer or the coach or whoever you're speaking to.
Facts. And then, Eman, as you know, we'll finally end on W on L of the week.
W for me is I'm losing weight. We thank God, Jesus.
Thank God.
The weight is coming down.
Big up.
The health is getting better. Like I was saying, been doing the fasting and praying and the stuff like that. So that's going better. And I'm not falling asleep. Like normally I'll be having like half an hour naps, 1 hour naps during the day. I'm making it to the evening throughout the day. I'm not waking up tired. So I feel like re-energized and that. So that's been really good. I guess L's, I wouldn't say any L's, just like just learning, like working with people. I've just had certain instances where I'm working with certain people, I just want to slap myself, like, but I get it, like, it's part of business, like, that's why you got to have good contracts. So I've really, really had some experiences trying to work with people and be like, okay, but I know to get to the level I'm trying to get to, I can't do it on my own, so I have to work with others. And so to do that, I have to make sure the contracts are good.
Yeah, no, lit, man. I think for me, it's kind of like the same kind of vibe as yours. I think W for the week. I came back, I travelled, I came back a few days ago, like 5 days ago or so. Just it's just nice to be back with the family.
Come on.
The weather was good. Spend time with the wife and the kids.
Yeah.
Took the kids to the park. So yeah, just chill, man. And I think L, just to like, you know how business goes, innit? Like dumping money into stuff and it's not bringing back what you thought it would be.
Yeah.
So like this week it's just like back to the drawing boards, but
Yeah.
it's part and parcel of running a business, innit?
No, definitely.
So, you know.
Love that.
Man. All right then. Good link up.
Come on.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you share the podcast. Put your comments in below. I know you guys love they love the eps with me and you, innit?
No, they love it. I get all the time. I love the see you type. But you know, we got some more guests coming for you. So you know, and also like I said, let us know in the comments which guests you want. If there's people that you want to recommend, let us know and we'll try and get them on. But we appreciate your support. Make sure you're subscribed. Don't just watch. Make sure you're subscribed. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Take care. Peace.
Blessings.